What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie back with another react. Hey! What it is, we're reacting to Bloodhound Lil Jeff's Cody's talking some smack, revealing shocking details in court. You know what I'm saying? Lil Jeff, rest his peace. Rest in peace to his soul, man. He was out here one of the realest. So we got to represent him, show up, show some respect. Make sure you drop it in the comments. How you think? Was Lil Jeff a demon or was he not? Let's get into it. Let's go!
Bloodhound Lil Jeff got shot and killed. He got shot 12 times.
What?
And you actually talked about this.
19.
When Lil Jeff
19
chased a
times.
rival gang member on the streets in a heated gunfight, he never would have imagined that it would lead to his death. He was clearly taking the lead in the firefight, but didn't know there was a wild card on the table. Weeks after his untimely death, some of Lil Jeff's affiliates have revealed some unsettling truths about his life. These secrets may shift the fabric of gang affiliation in Chicago and change public perception about the young rapper. It all starts with how many bodies Lil Jeff dropped when he was alive.
Too many.
Lil Jeff's death toll revealed. Since Lil Jeff lost his life during a drill, information about his lifestyle has been trending on social media. However, the most shocking thing we've heard so far,
he allegedly killed more people.
How many people did he allegedly kill?
He claims 11.
is that the young rapper committed more than 11 murders before a rival gang member caught up with him. This news came from a source close to Lil Jeff and his crew. While details about these hits haven't been revealed yet, it called to mind the death of two other Chicago rappers who Lil Jeff took credit for killing just months before his death. The allegations surrounding Lil Jeff's involvement in the killings of Monty and Lil Rob marked a significant turning point in his life.
How does everybody know
further
about the
cementing
police
his
ain't doing
infamy
shit?
both on the streets and in the public eye. These attacks were not just isolated acts of violence, but rather pivotal events that highlighted the brutal reality of gang life in Chicago. Monty and Lil Rob, both members of rival gangs, were gunned down in a manner that bore the hallmarks of a targeted hit. The brazen nature.
Yeah, but I thought they robbed Lil Jeff. Like, didn't they take some rollies off of him or something? Man, they ain't no regular little kids, school kids, if they out there doing that. You know what I mean? I've been in the street. You hitting licks like that? Man, you ain't no.
Nature of these killings attracted the attention from law enforcement and media alike. Lil Jeff quickly became a person of interest in these cases, with many pointing to his lyrics and music videos as potential confessions of his involvement.
That song right there
in his
go
song,
hard.
Lil Jeff allegedly alluded to these murders, weaving details of the crimes into his verses. The chilling accuracy of his descriptions led many to believe that he was not only involved, but also boasting about his actions through his music. This perception was further fueled by a video featuring him and his gang members in the same outfits and vehicle linked to the crime scenes, blurring the lines between artistic expression and real-life events. Despite the mounting evidence and public speculation, someone else was eventually charged with the murders months after the incidents. However, the shadow of these allegations continued to loom over Lil Jeff, adding to his notorious reputation. Also, taking credit for the murders
How
may
does
have
Homeboy
initiated
get
a
caught?
chain reaction that eventually led to Lil Jeff's death. The events leading up to Lil Jeff's untimely death unfolded with the intensity.
That joint had a handle on it. What?
On that fateful day, tensions between rival gangs reached a boiling point, setting the stage for a violent confrontation that would ultimately claim his life. It began with a chance encounter between Lil Jeff and a member of an opposition gang. What started as a verbal altercation quickly escalated into a high-stakes chase through the streets of Chicago. Both men, armed and determined, exchanged gunfire as they ran through the urban landscape, their actions endangering not only themselves, but also innocent bystanders caught in the crossfire. The pursuit reached a critical juncture when the opposition gang, desperate to escape, fled to his home. Lil Jeff, relentless in his pursuit, followed closely behind, unaware of the deadly trap that awaited him. As he approached the house, another individual emerged, armed and ready to defend their territory. In a matter of moments, the situation spiraled out of control. Gunfire erupted once more, and amidst the chaos, Lil Jeff was struck in the chest. The bullet proved fatal, and he collapsed on the spot, his life extinguished in an instant. The aftermath of Lil Jeff's death left a profound impact on his gang, rival factions, and the broader community. His passing marked the end of a turbulent chapter, yet it also ignited a series of reactions that reflected the deep-seated tensions within the city's gang landscape. Within his own gang, Lil Jeff's death was met with a mixture of grief and anger. He had been a prominent figure, both feared and respected, and his loss left a significant void. For many of his fellow gang members, his death became a rallying cry, fueling a desire for retribution and further entrenching them in the cycle of violence. The gang's leadership vowed to avenge their fallen comrade, escalating the already volatile situation on the streets. Rival gangs, on the other hand, viewed Lil Jeff's demise as both a
Homeboy
victory
was
and a
busting
warning.
that shit
While
when
some
it
saw
was
it
bow,
as an
bow.
opportunity to assert their dominance, others recognized the potential for further bloodshed and sought to fortify their defenses against inevitable retaliation. Community at large reacted with a mix of fear, frustration, and resignation. For residents of Chicago's
I
most
bet they
affected
mad.
neighborhoods, Lil Jeff's death was yet another tragic example of the senseless violence that had become all too common. Many called for peace and an end to the gang wars
Oh, he
that continued
busted
to
his
claim
shit.
young lives, while others remained skeptical of any lasting change. In the wake of Lil Jeff's
Ain't
death,
changed
law
shit.
enforcement intensified their
That
efforts
shit
to
ain't
curb
changed since
gang
I was a
activity,
kid.
launching investigations and increasing patrols in an attempt to prevent further violence. However, the deeply rooted nature of the conflicts made it clear that a long-term solution would require more than just policing. Another primary area of law enforcement scrutiny was Lil
Facts.
Jeff's music and videos, which were examined for potential evidence of criminal activity. His lyrics, often filled with vivid depictions of street life and references to real-life incidents, became a focal point for investigators seeking to establish connections between his artistic expressions and actual crimes. Music videos, too, were dissected for clues, with authorities paying close attention to the
That cops
imagery
didn't
and
get out on the
symbolism
street.
used
Do
by
real
Lil
cop
Jeff
work.
and his associates. The presence of weapons, gang signs, and specific locations
They're
in these
props,
videos
bro.
provided
Them
valuable
is
insights
toy
into
guns,
the operations
bro.
and affiliations of his gang. This scrutiny extended to social media, where posts and interactions were monitored for evidence of gang-related activities and communications. The legal implications of using music and videos as evidence sparked debates about artistic freedom and the boundaries of self-expression. While some argued that lyrics and visuals were merely forms of creative storytelling, others contended that they could serve
Just
as
storytelling,
confessions
man.
or
Just
incitements to
storytelling.
violence.
That's all.
This tension highlighted the challenges faced by law enforcement in balancing the need for evidence with respect for artistic rights. In today's digital age, social media plays a pivotal role in shaping perceptions and influencing
Don't it,
behavior,
though?
particularly among the youth. For individuals like Lil Jeff, platforms such as Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube became powerful tools for self-promotion and expression. However, they
Self-promo!
also served
Get
as
that
conduits
promo,
for
baby!
glorifying the gang lifestyle, with far-reaching implications for impressionable young audiences. Lil Jeff's
got the big
online
dumb
presence
boots
was
on.
marked by a carefully curated image that showcased his involvement in the
Big
gang war.
Balenciaga
Through
boots.
posts and videos, he depicted a life of excitement, power, and notoriety, often highlighting his music, gang affiliations, and confrontations with rivals. The allure of this lifestyle, as presented on social media,
He pulled
often
his
overshadowed
straight
the
out.
harsh realities of gang involvement.
You see, old boy, he dipped under like that. He dipped under, he put his shit, like, he grabbed his shit quick. He ain't missing out on that shit. That shit is going up.
For many youths, the perceived glamour and respect associated with being part of a gang were enticing, leading them to emulate figures like Lil Jeff. His online persona, characterized by bravado and fearlessness, became a template for those seeking to escape their circumstances and gain recognition. However, the glorification of gang culture on social media also contributed to the perpetuation of violence and rivalry. Online exchanges between rival gang members often
They
escalated
boot
into
camping it.
real-world confrontations, with platforms serving as virtual battlegrounds for taunts and threats. Lil Jeff's interactions online were no exception,
Kill him up.
as his posts
Ah!
sometimes
I'm gonna
provoked
be all
responses from adversaries.
you off a
further
motherfucker,
fueling
and next
the
thing you
cycle
know,
of
you on the
conflict.
song.
Lil Jeff was only
Ba-da-ba,
21 when he was engaged in the drill that cost his life. How did such a vibrant young
Yay!
man full of life get involved in
Yay!
violence
With the
and crime
same
in
joint
Chiraq?
you just did the
Lil
hit.
Jeff and the Gangster Disciple Nation. Before his death, Lil Jeff was
Yeehaw!
affiliated with the Gangster Disciple Nation, a formidable force in Chicago's gang landscape. The group traces its origins back to
snap.
the late 1950s. It was
Get it?
founded by two influential figures, Larry Hoover Sr. and David Barksdale, who sought to consolidate power and influence in the city's burgeoning gang scene.
On
The Gangster
David.
Disciples emerged as a dominant entity, characterized by their distinctive colors of blue, black, gray, and white, which became synonymous with their identity. The gang's formation was a response to the socio-economic challenges faced by many
I like
African
that little
American
beat. That little beat he
communities
got
in
in the
Chicago.
back.
As the
Awesome.
city grappled with issues of poverty, segregation, and limited opportunities, the Gangster Disciple Nation offered a sense of belonging and protection to its members. Over the decades, the gang expanded its reach, becoming a significant player in the city's criminal activities, including drug trafficking, extortion, and violent confrontations with rival gangs. The Gangster Disciple Nation's influence
Look at
extended
my man,
beyond
got his shit
Chicago
pulled
as
up
it
tight.
established
His
a
pants
network
up
of
past his
affiliates
belly
across the
button
United
hole.
States. This expansion solidified its reputation as
With
one
the
of the
white
most
beater
powerful
tuck.
and
I mean,
organized
you gotta
gangs
suck your
in
wife
the
beater.
country.
I'm
Despite
just
numerous
curious.
law enforcement efforts to dismantle the gang, its presence remains deeply entrenched in Chicago's neighborhoods, contributing to the city's ongoing struggles with gang violence. Understanding the historical
They gotta
background
quit
of
bringing
the
the
Gangster
guns
Disciple
in.
Nation is crucial to comprehending the environment in which Lil Jeff found himself. The gang's legacy
Like back in the day, they used to bring crates of guns. Now, I don't know if y'all know this or if I'm outing anybody, but they used to bring crates of guns down in Baltimore.
Legacy of power and violence
drop
set the stage for his involvement and eventual downfall as he navigated the treacherous waters of gang life in Chicago. In the heart of Chicago, a city often referred to as Chiraq due to its notorious crime rates, the story of Lil Jeff and the gangster disciple nation unfolds. Lil Jeff's journey into this perilous lifestyle reveals a chilling narrative of power, respect, and the ultimate price of gang affiliation. Lil Jeff, born and raised in the challenging neighborhoods of Chicago, was a product of his environment. From a young age, he was exposed to the harsh realities of life in a city plagued by violence and economic hardship. Growing up in a community where gang culture was prevalent, Lil Jeff's path seemed almost predetermined. His family struggled to make ends meet, and the allure of the streets offered a sense of belonging and opportunity that was hard to resist.
It feels good paying your mama's rent.
Lil Jeff was drawn to the Gangster
good.
Disciple Nation, a gang that promised power, respect, and a way out of poverty. The gang's influence was pervasive in his neighborhood, and many of his peers were already involved. For Lil Jeff, joining the Gangster Disciple Nation was not just a choice, but a means of survival. The gang provided him with a sense of identity and purpose, filling the void left by a lack of positive role models and opportunities. Lil Jeff's charisma and determination quickly caught the attention of the gang's
He was
leaders.
beast. I did like Lil Jeff. His
His
music was
his
alright.
place within the ranks. His involvement with the Gangster Disciple Nation deepened as he participated in various gang activities, from petty crimes to more serious offenses. The gang became his family, offering him protection and a sense of belonging that he had never experienced before.
They do.
Despite
When you
the
ain't getting no
dangers
love
and
at
risks
home, they will
associated
definitely
with
show
gang
you
life,
love.
Lil
Even
Jeff
if it's
embraced
just
his
like
new
a
identity
motherfucker
with
just
fervor. He was
when you
determined
stand in
to
there and
rise
he
through the
busts
ranks
up
and
some
make a
chips
name
and
for
he just
himself
hand
within
y'all
the
some.
Gangster
That's looking
Disciple
out.
Nation.
That's looking
One way
out.
he expressed his love for the thug life was through his drill music. The genre's aggressive beats and gritty lyrics mirrored his own experiences and provided an outlet for his emotions and frustrations. As a member of the Gangster Disciple Nation, Lil Jeff's involvement in drill music was both a form of expression and a means of solidifying his reputation.
Make sure y'all
within
like
the
and
gang.
subscribe.
His music captured the attention of his peers and quickly gained traction on social media platforms, where drill
Man,
artists
he had
often
a
shared
big
their work.
doobie in
Lil
his
Jeff's
mouth.
tracks were unapologetically honest, detailing the violence and struggles he faced daily. His lyrics often referenced real-life events and rivalries, blurring the lines between art and reality. This authenticity resonated with listeners, earning him a loyal following
You ever
and
done a sober
establishing
stream?
him as a
Nope.
rising star in the drill scene. Through his music, Lil Jeff not only chronicled his own life, but also shed light on the broader issues affecting his community. As his popularity grew, so did his influence, making him a prominent figure in both the drill music scene and the Gangster Disciple Nation. Lil Jeff's involvement in drill music was a
I swear to
double-edged
God, that
sword,
beat is
providing him
hard.
with a platform to share his story while simultaneously entangling him further into the dangerous world of gang life. Gang rivalries in Chicago are notorious for their intensity and violence, and for Lil Jeff, these conflicts were an inescapable part of life. As a member of the Gangster Disciple Nation, he was thrust into a world where allegiances were paramount and rivalries could mean the difference between life and death. These tensions were not only a backdrop
got
to
them
his
Drake,
daily
them
life, but
army
also
guns.
a driving force in
Them
his
army
music.
guns
Lil
right
Jeff's
there.
lyrics often reflected the ongoing feuds between the Gangster Disciple Nation and opposing gangs. His songs served as both a personal diary and a public declaration of loyalty, detailing the animosities and skirmishes that defined his environment. The impact of these rivalries on Lil Jeff's life
Like
was
Q50
profound.
right
He
there.
lived in a
Q50
constant
was
state
like
of
his
vigilance,
homeboy,
aware
like
that
his
his words
brother,
could have
man.
serious repercussions. The pressure to maintain his reputation and protect his standing within the Gangster Disciple Nation
Call
weighed
him my
heavily on
brother
him,
'cause he
influencing
bleed.
his decisions and actions. Unfortunately, his death and the death of other young people
Hey,
of
man,
color in
rest in
Chicago
peace,
hasn't
man,
served as
Lil
a deterrent
Jeff.
against gang violence.
Up there with the
Hundreds
boys
of young
now,
men are
hold it
jumped into
down.
gangs yearly in Chicago, and it isn't slowing down anytime soon. In response to the pervasive issue of gang violence in Chicago, numerous community initiatives and interventions have been established to support at-risk youth and provide alternatives to gang involvement. These programs aim to address the root causes of violence and offer young people the resources and opportunities needed to build a brighter future. One such initiative is the implementation of mentorship programs that connect at-risk youth with positive role models. These programs focus on building trust and providing guidance, helping young individuals navigate the challenges they face and encouraging them to pursue education and employment opportunities. By fostering supportive relationships, mentorship programs aim to instill a sense of hope and possibility, steering youth away from the allure of
someone was
gang
going
life.
up to that.
Educational interventions also play a crucial role in reducing gang
Yeah, like
violence.
if you get locked up, bro,
Organizations
the
work
best thing to
improve
do is
access
find
to
some
quality
schooling,
education, offering
find you a little
tutoring,
job,
after-school
find you a little
programs,
whatever,
and scholarships
because
to help
it gets
students
your
succeed
mind off being
academically.
locked up.
Job
Y'all want to
training
hear
and
my prison
employment
story?
programs provide
Let
another
me know in the
avenue for
comment
supporting
section.
at-risk youth. By offering vocational training and job placement services, these programs aim to equip young individuals with the tools needed to secure stable employment. Gainful employment not only provides financial stability,
Facts.
but also instills a sense of purpose and self-worth, reducing the likelihood of gang involvement.
What happened,
Community
Lil
centers
Jeff?
and safe spaces
Come
offer
on.
refuge for young people, providing a supportive environment where they can engage in positive activities and build meaningful connections. These
Facts.
centers often host recreational programs, workshops, and events that promote personal development and community engagement, fostering a sense of belonging and resilience. Collaborative efforts between law enforcement, community organizations, and local leaders are also essential in addressing gang violence. By working together, these stakeholders can develop comprehensive strategies
Yeah, but they
that
say
focus
that,
on
but they don't
prevention,
never do
intervention,
nothing
and
about it. It's
rehabilitation,
like nothing
creating a
ever
safer
changes.
and more supportive environment for Chicago's youth. But a lot of work still needs to be done to change the
Facts.
psychological mindset of at-risk youth. The psychological impact of gang life on individuals like Lil Jeff is profound, affecting not only their mental health, but also their overall well-being. The constant exposure to violence, the pressure to conform to gang norms, and the ever-present threat of danger create a highly stressful environment that takes a significant toll on mental health. For individuals involved in gangs, the need to maintain a tough exterior and suppress emotions can lead to internalized stress and anxiety. The fear
Fact.
of violence
That's
and the
big
loss
fact.
of friends and family members to gang-related incidents contribute to a pervasive sense of trauma.
He was
This
jumping
trauma
that, buck
often
jumping
goes
that thing,
unaddressed,
Bomb.
as the stigma surrounding
Gotta
mental
slow
health
that thing
issues
down,
and the lack
boy.
of access to mental health services in these communities create barriers to seeking help.
That
The
ARP
psychological
though, them
effects of
ARPs
gang
is
life
son,
extend beyond
boy,
the
I
individual,
love to have one
impacting
of them
families and
bitches, boy.
communities as well. The normalization of violence and the cycle of retaliation
That's all we
perpetuate a
know,
culture
that's
of
all we
fear and
know.
mistrust, affecting the mental
Yella.
health of those
Oh,
living
yella.
in gang-affected areas. Children growing up in these environments are particularly vulnerable, as they are
They are.
exposed to trauma from a young
That's what I
age,
mean.
which can have lasting
Somebody show
effects
you
on their
love, man,
development
just
and
by
mental
feeding
health.
you.
Lil Jeff
And
grew
you
up in such an
to
environment, and
him.
he isn't the only Chicago rapper who has paid the price with his life recently. Tragic deaths of Lil Jeff's affiliate. The tragic deaths of Lil Jeff and his affiliates, King Von, FBG Duck, and Lil JoJo, reveal a chilling narrative that intertwines music and street
I ain't
life.
know he
These
was
young
with
artists,
Von like
brimming
that.
with talent and potential,
See,
met
I don't see him
untimely
right there.
ends. King Von, born Davon Bennett, was known for his vivid storytelling and raw, unfiltered lyrics. He was a rising star whose life was tragically cut short in a manner that mirrored the violent narratives he often rapped about. His death on November 6, 2020 in Atlanta, Georgia, left a void in the hearts of his
Yeah,
fans
they
and
killed
loved
my
ones.
man. They
King
killed my
Von's
man.
journey
I
began
love
in
my
the
man,
tumultuous streets
Von.
of Chicago, where he was born on August 9, 1994. Growing up in the Parkway
94.
Gardens housing project, also known as O-Block, he was no stranger to the harsh realities of street life. These experiences heavily influenced his music, which resonated with many who shared similar backgrounds. His storytelling prowess set him apart, painting vivid pictures of life in Chicago's South Side, a place where dreams and danger often collide.
Wow,
Von's
South
rise to
Side.
fame was meteoric. He was
Shout out
discovered
to
by
them
fellow
boys.
Chicago rapper Lil Durk, who signed him to his record label, Only the Family. With hits like
OTF,
Crazy
Only the
Story and
Family.
Triple to the O, King Von quickly gained a
Trying
loyal
to make him
following.
for one of
His music
mine.
videos amassed millions of
Blowing
views,
up.
and his
That boy
charismatic presence
blowing up.
captivated audiences.
He was. He
However,
shot up
beneath
so
the surface
fast.
of his burgeoning career
And
lay
I
the
wish they didn't
ever-present
take
threat
it.
of violence, a reality that would ultimately claim his life. On that fateful
Man,
night
that
in
sucked.
November 2020, King Von was involved in a violent altercation outside
There
the
he is in
Monaco
the white.
Hookah Lounge in Atlanta.
Man, he's dead, bro. Laying right there, done.
The confrontation, reportedly between two groups, escalated into a
Why they
shootout,
all-
leaving King
Man,
Von
got me
and
mixed
two
up now
others
with all the
dead.
white.
The incident was captured on surveillance footage, showing the chaos and confusion that erupted in the moments leading up to
Hey,
the
Paul,
gunfire.
there was
The
three
news of his
of 'em?
death spread rapidly, leaving fans and fellow
Damn, I
artists
didn't
in
know they
disbelief.
killed three that
In the
night.
wake of his death, tributes poured in from across the music industry. Artists like Chance the Rapper, Meek Mill, and Lil Durk expressed their grief and paid homage
Durk
to
was hurt
Von's
over
talent
that.
and potential.
Durk was
His
hurt
music
over that one.
continued to resonate with fans, reflecting his storytelling ability and the authenticity that endeared him to so many. Unfortunately, this wasn't the first or the last case of senseless violence due to gang affiliation.
Nah,
The
there's
death
never
of
gonna be.
FBG Duck, born Carlton Weekly, is a sad tale. Known for his distinctive voice and fearless approach to addressing street politics in his
I
lyrics,
like he
FBG
had one or
Duck
two
was a
songs I
prominent
messed
figure
with.
whose
I
life
mean, he a
abruptly
thorough
ended
ass
in a
dude, but I
violent
just
act
didn't mess
that
with
shocked the
music
city
like that.
and the music community at large. FBG Duck was born on December 6, 1993, and raised in the south side of Chicago, an area
93.
notorious for its high crime rates and gang activity. Growing up in such an environment, Duck was no stranger to the
And they left
challenges
the
and
bitch.
dangers that
What?
came with it. These
Hey,
experiences
what?
heavily
He was
influenced his
banging it.
music, which often
What
depicted the harsh
hell?
realities of life on the streets. His ability to
Dang.
articulate these experiences resonated with many, earning him a dedicated fan base and a respected place in the drill music scene. Duck's
Yeah,
rise to
you always
prominence
gonna
was
have a
marked by
spot.
his hit single Slide, which became
Slide.
an anthem for many and showcased his raw talent and lyrical prowess. The song's success pushed him into the spotlight, and he quickly became a voice for those who felt marginalized and unheard. Despite his growing
Facts,
fame,
facts.
Duck remained deeply connected to his roots, often
He
using
ain't
his
never
platform to speak
motherfuckers
out
just
against
don't wanna leave
violence
their
and
roots
advocate for
behind.
peace in his community. However, the very violence he sought to escape and address through his music would ultimately claim his life. On August 4th, 2020, FBG Duck was gunned down in broad daylight in Chicago's upscale Gold Coast neighborhood. The
Gold
attack,
Coast.
which took place on Oak Street, a bustling shopping
him down
district,
on
was
the Gold
brazen and
Coast.
shocking, leaving Duck and 2 others injured. Despite being
Dang,
rushed to the
man.
hospital, Duck succumbed to his injuries, leaving a void in the hearts of his family,
Only the real
friends,
ones
and
get
fans.
knocked down,
Duck's
man.
death
It's
was
like,
not just a loss to
good
the
die
music
young,
world,
they
but
say.
also a devastating blow to his community, which had looked to him as a beacon of hope and change. In the aftermath of his death, tributes poured in from fans and fellow artists who
What's
mourned
up,
the loss
man?
of a talented and influential figure. Many took to social media to express their grief and pay homage to Duck's legacy, highlighting his impact on the drill scene and the broader music community. His death was just as sad as the death of
was
Lil
definitely an
Jojo,
influence.
who was still a teenager when he was
I didn't
killed.
know Lil
The
Jojo.
unfortunate death
I
of
didn't
Lil
know
Jojo,
him.
born Joseph Coleman, marks
Joseph
one of the
Coleman.
earliest and most poignant losses
If y'all
in
made
the
it this
Chicago
far in the
drill
video,
music
make
scene.
sure you
His
slap
untimely
that like
demise
button.
at the tender
Put a
age
W
of
in the
18
damn
reflected the volatile
comments
mix
down
of
below.
music, street life, and gang rivalries that have
Let's
come
go,
to define
guys.
the genre. Lil Jojo was born on April 6th, 1994, and grew up in the
94.
Englewood neighborhood of Chicago, an area plagued by poverty and crime.
Inglewood.
Despite the challenges of his environment, Jojo found solace and expression through music. He emerged as a promising rapper with a raw and unfiltered style that resonated with many who shared similar
See, I ain't heard
experiences.
nothing yet.
His music often addressed the realities of street life, reflecting the struggles and
I might be
aspirations
living
of his
under a rock.
community. Jojo's rise to prominence was marked by his fearless approach to addressing gang rivalries in his lyrics. He gained significant
have
attention
to
with his
check him out.
track BDK 300, a direct diss aimed at the Black Disciples gang and rival rapper Chief Keef. The song quickly went viral, catapulting Jojo into the spotlight and intensifying the existing tensions between rival factions. While his boldness earned him a loyal following, it also made him a target in the ongoing gang
That's what I want, a
conflicts that
loyal
plagued
follower.
Chicago.
Come on, guys.
On September
Pop
4th,
it up.
2012, Lil Jojo's life was tragically cut short. While riding his bicycle in the Englewood neighborhood, he was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting. He was killed
man, they
during a
did him
feud
like
between
that.
his gang and a rival gang. A diss track threatening retaliation for his death was released, further escalating the violence. Jojo's death was not just a loss to his family and friends,
crazy,
but
man.
also a grim reminder of the
Watch, 'cause they
dangers
come
faced
over
by
here and
young
walk down.
artists navigating the treacherous waters of fame and street life. The tragic deaths of Lil Jeff, King Von, FBG Duck, and Lil Jojo have cast a long shadow over the Chicago
Man,
drill
rest in
music
peace to
scene,
all them
highlighting
soldiers,
the complex interplay between music, street life, and violence. These young artists, each with their unique voice and perspective, were more than just musicians. They were storytellers who gave a voice to their
Fact,
community.
just like
Their
actors.
untimely deaths have had a profound impact on the drill scene, prompting a reevaluation of the culture
Nah,
and the
man,
urgent need for change.
look how
In the
pretty
wake
his
of these
nose is.
tragedies, there has
You
been a
can tell
growing
he been
call
eating
for
a lot
change
of
within the
cheese.
drill scene.
Smashing it
Artists,
up like they're
community
like that.
leaders, and activists
Smashing
are
his
advocating
nose
for
up
a
like
shift in the
that. Oh,
narrative,
cheesy
urging musicians
rat.
to use their platforms to promote peace and positive change.
Dang.
Some artists have
cops
taken
should
it
get
upon
me.
themselves
Okay,
to
the
address
baby.
these issues in their music, using their lyrics to call for an end to violence and to inspire hope
Put
and
the
resilience
guns
in their
down.
communities. The broader impact of these tragic deaths also extends to
Duggan.
the perception of drill music in the public eye. While
Everybody
the genre
duck.
has been criticized for its association with violence, it is important to recognize the socioeconomic factors that contribute to the environment from which
OD.
it emerges. Poverty, lack of opportunity, and systemic inequality are underlying issues that
He almost
fuel
got
the
his top
cycle of
hit.
violence. And addressing these root causes is
He
essential
said,
to affecting meaningful
Over to
change.
Trump. What you
Despite
know
the
about it?
challenges, the Chicago
All right, guys, that's the end right there, man. If you like the video, like it. If you think about subscribing, please do. It's free. Hey, well, what can you lose? Hey, you might be able to do something. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I will be giving $1,000 away. So, cash, straight to your Cash App. So once we hit 1,000 subscribers, it might be the one that gets 1,000. It might be just a random person. But make sure you shout out to everybody. Shout out to people that made this video. I'm just doing something like, hit me up. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Peace.
drill music scene remains a vibrant